A couple opens a community kitchen near the hospital, allowing cancer patients to have meals prepared by their families. We're going to read into this story from Positive Outlook, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article story from Positive Outlook with the headline that a couple opens a community kitchen near a hospital, allowing cancer patients to have meals prepared by their families. This is a wonderful story from China. And, you know, as somebody who covers news and politics, I always hear quite a lot of negative things or bad things about China. But it's nice to hear a positive uplifting story from the nation. And regardless of whatever you think about from him politically wise, there is some wonderful, amazing people in China, as there are in all different walks of life, different parts of the world. And sometimes we just don't always hear those stories. We just assume, based on what you hear from stories about a certain country, that the premise is that the people are the same as their governments. That's not always the case. And one thing we need to be careful of is not always to assume that those people are bad. And this story, what really touches my heart when I read this story is that they expanded even more and more as it progressed. And it made national news as well, which is even more fantastic to read as well. So let's read into this story, you guys. So a couple in China is making a difference for families of cancer patients by running a community kitchen cancer near a hospital in Nanchang. By the way, if I mispronounce any Chinese names or cities, I sincerely apologize. For 20 years, Wang Zuocheng and Hong Jiangxi have provided meals and support for caregivers. Their hard work is now receiving national recognition, bringing the story beyond the small alley where it started. No matter what life throws at you, you have to eat. And they're not wrong. Mr. Wang had told South China Morning Post. For just 3 yen, people can use kitchen spaces and the couples created in the alley to prepare meals. Some cook for patients who prefer for homemade food over hospital meals, while others make meals for caregivers. Wan and Hong originally ran a restaurant next to Jiangxi Cancer Hospital in 1993. After the building was torn down, they shifted to running a breakfast stall in front of the former location. Interesting. But this is a picture, obviously, of the area there. You can see that, you know, the surrounding, obviously, is not ideal for it, but it works. Wang said the idea for their charity kitchen came to them in 2003. There was a couple who came to us with their child, he said. Wang shared that a family once approached them saying their child preferred a meal made by his mother over treatment. In response, they allowed the family to use their kitchen. As the demand grew, they expanded their stalls with more stoves, ovens, and utensils, leading to higher water, electricity, and coal cost. Thankfully, community support increased alongside their expenses, enabling them to continue their vital service. Donations have surpassed their costs, and nearly 10,000 people now use the cancer kitchen to prepare meals for cancer patients. Wow. Wang told China Daily that he and the patients have formed a close bond. He explained that without the patients, they would feel lonely, and that the patients would struggle without their support. So it's not just, and I think it's a great point here. It's not just about having a meal. It's also an opportunity to engage in conversation with people as well, especially those who don't have many family and friends, who don't have anywhere to go, and just a bit of morale support, bit of socializing, that kind of thing can make the biggest difference to people. And we're talking about people with cancer, which is a very demoralizing thing. And probably those in the hospital are without a doubt, well, I don't know for sure, but would be helpful as well. But just being out of that hospital in somewhere not far away and just talking to others can make a big difference as well. Many visitors to the cancer kitchen are patients and their families dealing with difficult situations. For example, a man in his 50s spent 3 years in the hospital where he formed a bond with Wan in the kitchen. When his health declined, doctors suggested he go home. Before leaving, he asked for one last meeting with Wan, and they shared an emotional embrace and tears during their farewell. I will help them as long as I am able to, said Wan. Oh, that's... You can... Yeah, that tells you everything, you know, when you've been there for such a long time. In 2019, the local government supported the renovation of the cancer kitchen, relocating its indoors and adding over 20 cooking stations and ventilators. That's very good. Couples decided to skip the People Who Move China in 2020 award ceremony to continue providing kitchen service to patients during the Spring Festival holiday. This annual television program, launched by China's Central Television in 2003, honors the country's 10 most inspirational individuals or groups each year. Food is vital in Chinese culture, much like in many other cultures worldwide. In some areas of China, people often greet each other by asking if they have eaten yet, rather than just inquiring about their well-being. Studies indicate that a positive mindset can boost the chances of overcoming cancer, and receiving a home-cooked meal from a loved one can be a significant source of encouragement. Home-cooked meals provide comfort and warmth, but also have health benefits, including potential cancer prevention, as well as cancer care. A 2015 study of 9,000 participants found that individuals who cook 6 to 7 times a week consumed about 2,160 calories daily, which included roughly 81 grams of fat and 119 grams of sugar. In contrast, those who cook only once a week or less average 2,300 calories, with 86 grams of fat and 135 grams of sugar. Interestingly, the study reveals that the weight loss goals of regular cooks did not impact those findings, indicating that home cooking is generally a healthier option than takeaways or frozen meals. Well, there is also that indicating that home cooking, and please feel free to elaborate, those who are watching, in the comments below, that there is that home warmth feeling. I mean, some people, like, you know, takeaways are supposed to be like, are not supposed to be a normality thing. They're supposed to be something that you, or takeaways are like, are more like a reward, or like a restaurant. Like some people do it as a norm thing, but sometimes that home cooking gives you that homey feeling, if you know, as well. It's different for everyone. Everyone has a different perception on like whether it's cooking, eating at home or eating out. Fast food meals can be high in calories, averaging about 1,200 calories each, since women typically need between 1,600 and 2,400 calories a day, and men require around 2,000 to 3,000. One fast food meal can take up to large parts of the daily limit, contributing to weight gain. In contrast, cooking at home gives people better control over their meals, making it easier to monitor calorie intake. Home cooks can also customize receipts by using healthier ingredients. Research indicates that a strong connection between weight and cancer risk. Being overweight and obese increases in the likelihood of developing various cancers, including those on breast, colon, epidermium, pancreas, liver, and kidney. Individuals can lower the risk of their cancer and other health problems by preparing their own meals and maintaining a balancing diet. Here, the Chinese couple behind the kitchen that helps cancer patients and families heal. And again, link for this will be in the description. And if you want to watch the video, you're more than welcome to do so. I've watched it already. It is really, really nice to see, guys, there. Another example, guys, of just, you know, people in the world and the wonderful work they do. It can be very difficult for me to find good news stories sometimes, but when you find some of them and you hear some of them in places that you're not familiar with, it really does make you heartwarming. I've covered quite a lot of different good news stories now for quite a while, and it's wonderful to hear a good news story from Asia. I've only ever covered maybe one good news story from the African continent. I hear a lot from America based on the feeds and research that I find, but I'm sure if I dig hard enough, I can find places in all parts of the world that we just don't know or hear enough about. So it's obviously on me to find more of it, but this really does warm my heart. And whatever you might think of governments, politicians, or leaders, just remember that not everybody, not the people, you know, people are not always the same as the governments that represent them. Sometimes it can be all sorts of reasons, and whatever you might think of the Chinese, the People's Republic of China, the government and its leaders, its people are not all bad, and some of them are very, very good, and this is a shining example of that. So I hope this made your day. So what do you guys think about this story? What do you guys make of this amazing couple and what they do for people suffering from cancer, especially by a cancer hospital? Let me know your thoughts and more down in the comments section below. If you found this video heartwarming, enlightening, and made your day, please click the like button. We greatly appreciate it. If you want others to see this story, share it across social media so others are notified of this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing to do so, and do check out my playlist of the Good News, Good Vibes playlist. There's loads more there to read and watch. And if you want to go one step further and financially support me and the work that I do on this channel, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for just 99p. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.